Pangoro was one of the 72 Pokemon introduced from the Kalos region in Pokemon X and Y, and became a notable fan favorite not named Greninja. Trainers first witnessed the daunting Pokemon's brutish strength after the adorable Pancham they had captured had evolved past level 32 when another dark type was present in the trainer's party. Although Pangoro looks scary and is ruthlessly strong, it does have a tender side, as its next entries acknowledge its distaste for bullies. Although Pangoro's heart is in the right place, its viability in competitive play is not, as despite its cool and daunting design, Pangoro is somewhat disappointing in competitive play. It's not unusable or anything like that. It could be a lot better, and that's what I hope to accomplish today by introducing some hypothetical tools and adjustments that would make Pangoro a tremendous Pokemon rather than just a good Pokemon. And where better to buff Pangoro than with its stats? Now, the stats Pangoro was provided are not horrendous, but very one-sided, as that attack stat of 124 is pretty excellent, while the bulk is workable, and the special attack and speed stat are easily Pangoro's weakest stats. From the stats, it's obvious Pangoro wants to be a slow, bulky offensive wall breaker who tanks hits and smashes through the enemy team, and while it can do that, its current stats don't allow it to reach its full potential. So after some tinkering and brainstorming, I gave Pangoro a new stat overhaul that includes an HP stat of 115, a beefy attack stat of 137, respectable defense and special defense stat of 93 and 83 respectively, a pitiful special attack stat of 38, and a sluggish base speed of 50. Pangoro's biggest issue is that it always struggled to take big hits that it would have liked to take better, especially from a type like Fairy, a type it's quad weak to. The new stats allow Pangoro to devour hits from the opponent while also striking back immensely hard. As for Pangoro's special attack and speed, players tend to gloss over its special attack, as Pangoro is strictly a slow physical attacker, not a fast special attacker. So taking 31 points away from its special attack stat and 8 points away from its speed and redistributing them isn't a deal breaker for Pangoro. The new stats allow Pangoro to truly be the bulky wall breaker it always wanted to be. But what if I told you I could make Pangoro even more powerful? I'd like to introduce Iron Fist, Mold Breaker, and Scrappy, 3 abilities Pangoro has. All 3 abilities are excellent, but the ability I believe is the best for Pangoro is Mold Breaker. With the new stats, having an ability to ignore abilities like Levitate allow Pangoro to smash the opponent's team. And while Iron Fist and Scrappy are great for boosting the power of the weak punching moves, and allowing fighting and normal moves to hit ghost types respectively, these 2 can be replaced for better abilities. For instance, Iron Fist can be replaced with Tough Claws, an ability that is just blatantly better than Iron Fist because it powers all contact moves and not just the punches, meaning Pangoro's stab knockoff in close combat will hit for obscene levels of damage rather than the great vanilla damage they already do. Plus, Tough Claws is an ability that has a limited distribution and really should be on more Pokemon, and if any Pokemon were to receive Tough Claws as a new ability, Pangoro should be one of those Pokemon. Another ability that I think would work for Pangoro as a replacement ability would be Intimidate. Scrappy is a great ability, but it's really unnecessary for a Dark type. You know, the type that hits Ghost for super effective damage. While yes, it is cool to hit Ghost types with fighting and normal moves, Pangoro doesn't need the ability. Meanwhile, Intimidate would be tremendous for Pangoro to have, as Intimidate is often touted as one of the best abilities in the game. The ability would also work for Pangoro because it is classified as the Daunting Pokemon. The term Daunting means to cause fear or discouragement, basically intimidating. So giving Intimidate to Pangoro is a no-brainer, and why it never had the ability to begin with is just strange, especially considering that Generation 6 is the only generation to not have a single Pokemon with the Intimidate ability. There's some fun trivia there. Another fun fact is that Pangoro and Scrafty, 2 dark fighting types, cannot learn the move Sucker Punch or Mach Punch, despite knowing the elemental punches. What's up with that? Simple! There is no excuse as to why these 2 Pokemon classified as the Daunting Pokemon and Hoodlum Pokemon respectively don't have moves that perfectly fit alongside their nature and concept. To remedy this Pokemon oddity, I'm going to give Pangoro access to Sucker Punch, as well as Mach Punch, meaning Pangoro has 2 priority moves that receive stab bonus. Another priority fighting move that Pangoro would appreciate is Upper Hand, basically a fighting type sucker punch. In addition to receiving more stab moves, Pangoro would also make good use of some grass type moves like Trail Blaze, Seed Bomb, and even Wood Hammer for solid coverage against water and ground types. Other high risk, high reward moves that Pangoro would appreciate are Headlong Rush for a powerful ground coverage, Supercell Slam as a strong electric type move, Ice Spinner as an answer for flying types, Dunk Shot to smack fairy and grass types really hard, Hard Press being a gimmicky option, but an option nonetheless. And a few more notable moves Pangoro would graciously appreciate are Timber Flare as a solid fire type move that also is here to add more character to Pangoro rather than tear through teams, Swords Dance for setup opportunities so Pangoro can cleave through teams at a moment's notice, Slack Off for reliable recovery and lore because Pangoro is a panda if you haven't picked up on that yet, Wide Guard for team support, and finally, Energy Ball because it's funny. With a new stat spread, Tough Claws and Intimidate as new abilities, and some powerful moves like Mach Punch, Sucker Punch, and even Wood Hammer, Pangoro has a chance at reinventing itself to be the wall breaker it always wanted to be. But what are your thoughts on these buffs I provided for Pangoro? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're down there, why not subscribe? And even comment on who you want me to buff next. The top comment is who I will buff next, so be on the lookout for the video when it comes around. Until next time, I'll see you then. Later!